Hey everyone, and welcome on into episode 5 of building an Imperial Outpost on Kashyyyk. Now in this episode, guys, we pretty much finished the entire base, so do make sure to stay tuned throughout the entire video to see all the progress we do get done on it. Of course, if you enjoy this video, please do make sure to let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and also leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of this episode and any tips or suggestions you might have. Of course, do not forget I'm taking this mock to the Milton Keynes LEGO convention, so do make sure to check the website out down below in the description to see if you're in the area and if you can make it or not, so definitely do make sure to check that one out. I also want to add, guys, this is going to be the second to last building episode, so next week or the next episode will be the final one, then past that there'll be the finale and stuff like that. So yeah, this week is the second to last building episode, just so you guys know. But without further ado, let's get building this week. Okay everybody, so to start off this week here, I have a little bricklink haul. Now in this bag here are 150, I believe, of these small blue Technic pins, and these are so I can connect the plates to the edge of the mock to create the border. So that's what we're going to start off with this week. Now I've got these pieces in, so we're going to jump into a time lapse right now of me building up the border and attaching it to the mock with these brand new Technic pins that I've just got from Bricklink. Okay everybody, so I've now done the border around the entirety of the mock, and in the time lapse you only saw me really do half of it because it was really just the same thing over and over again, so I didn't really want to bore you with that. So instead I showed you a bit of me doing that, but the rest of it I just did off camera, and I'm very happy with how it looks, especially considering it's a dark bluish grey rather than black. It was a bit of a risk going with that, but I'm very happy with how it looks in the outcome, and overall just really does add to the mock and add to that overall finish of the mock, which I'm very, very happy about. So of course, do make sure to let me know what you think of that down in the comments. Now I do also have another ordering for the mock this week, and that is another Imperial Armoured Marauder set. Now I've really got this for the minifigures, considering we have 3 stormtroopers in here, which is 1 really cool artillery trooper here and 2 regular stormtroopers as well, so that's absolutely great, and I'm very happy to have that, which will also be a great addition with the minifigures to the mock, so that's great. And yeah, that's what I've got to show you so far. Now what I want to work on next is doing the base here, building up the walls and working on this entire second floor. So we're now going to jump into a pretty much mega time lapse. I'm adding a few updates along the way, but it'll mainly just be a mega time lapse now where I show you all the progress I'm going to get done in this section of the mock. So let's jump into that time lapse right now. Okay everybody, so out of that time lapse now, I have now done a bunch of work on the base, and I'm so happy with how it has come out. So we start on the interior here, and you can see that I've built up all of the walls within the inside of the hangar. I've done a bit of detailing on the walls in this area here, there, and I've also created a balcony leading out of this room, which we'll get into in just a minute, and I'll express my plans for that. But we've got the balcony here, which is really cool, and I'm very happy with how that looks, and the nice door behind it, which again does add something to the walls, which is quite nice. We've got this section here, which is sort of like well, it represents that a wall would be there, but there's a hole in the middle of it, so you can see into the hangar bay here and stuff like that. So that's the interior that I've done. Now first of all, you may notice that I've extended the door here and made it a bit taller, and that's because the original height of it wasn't big enough to accommodate the Imperial Marauder here, so I did extend that to the right height, and that looks pretty good in my opinion. Now above that we have this sort of like railing design on top of the door, and I'm very happy with how this looks. This is just something that I came up with on the spot, and I do think it looks quite nice and adds something to this area of the base. Now moving over here, you may notice that I have the window put in here, like the one I prototype designed previously in a prior episode, and I'm happy with how that fits into the mod quite nicely. And I've also got two of these little things here, not too sure what they're meant to be, but they're just there to sort of represent, I guess, air vents or something like that on the walls of the base. So that's all the work I got done in that time-lapse there, and I'm very happy with how it all looks. Now what I want to start working on next is this room back here, and this is going to be a control center. So in here I'm going to have basically a bunch of hollow screens, a bunch of like Imperial officials and stuff like that talking, and overall it will look pretty cool in my opinion. Now I'm going to go with dark grey tiles in here because the rest of it's all light grey. I want to sort of mix up the colour there, so I'm going to go with dark grey tiles and tile it all out and just basically build all of it in the next time lapse that you're going to see. So let's work on that right now. Okay then everybody, so jumping out of that time-lapse there, you can see I have built up a good portion of this room here. Now, it doesn't look too busy or anything right now, it looks quite empty, and that's because obviously the figures aren't in there, and once they're in there it will look a lot more lively and stuff. But nonetheless, we do have a little hollow table here, we'll have a few like Imperial officers standing around. We also have a little hollow projector again in front of the window there, and we have a barrier sort of next to the area where the ladder or stairs are, so people wouldn't fall down and stuff like that. Now, you can see where in the ground I have some of these like plates, and that's where the figures will be standing so they don't fall over really easily. And yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with how the room has come out. Again, it does look quite empty right now, but when the figures are in there, it will look a lot more lively. Now you may also notice I've tiled out the top of the base here, and that's just to give it a nice finished look as well on top, so that's what I've done there. And also at the back here, I did originally have some like pillars and stuff on like this side here and this side here. However, I have since removed them because I think it looks better without them, to be honest, so yeah, I removed them as well. Now you may also notice that I've started work on this road here, and I'm really not too happy with how it looks right now, so in between this episode and the next episode I'm going to work on that, sort of change it up, and you'll be able to see what it looks like in the finished product in the next episode. So yeah, that's something I will be changing up. Now for the final bit of building this week, I just want to quickly work on this little secret room here, and I had a bunch of suggestions from you guys in the episode last week, so I'm going to read through them, and once I've built it I'll explain what I've based it off and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get building. Right everybody, so jumping out of the time-lapse there, you can see I have now built up this room here. Now first of all, it's a bit dark in there, so I can't really see what's going on. However, what I have in there are all of the 207th Ghost Squad helmets, and that's a little Easter egg to reference to my previous mock series of 207th Ghost Squad, so that's what I've got there, and I'm really happy with how that looks, because it's a nice little Easter egg that doesn't really link in with the mock itself, but nonetheless does fit in quite nicely. Now I do also have my sig fig in there as well, to sort of represent me and stuff within the mock, because I can't really add my clone sig fig into like a normal Imperial base. So instead what I've done is I've just added it into this little room here, and overall I'm very happy with how this looks. Now, a lot of you guys left some awesome suggestions down in the comments, and I sort of mixed them all together and personalised it a bit because they're all so good. I just couldn't really pick one, and yeah, so I basically just like grabbed a bunch of my favourite ones, and then personalised it to me with my sig fig and the 207th Ghost Squad and stuff like that. So thanks to everybody who did leave some suggestions down in the comments from last week. They're all great, and I'm really annoyed that I just had to pick one of them, or couldn't pick all of them, I'd say. So yeah, that's what I've got going on, and I'm very happy with how this area looks, and overall all the progress we've done this week on the mock. Now, in terms of what will be happening next week, I'm really just going to be able to finish it off next week. So next week will be the last building episode, and that will be where basically I just go through, foliage out all the rest of the stuff, and basically just adding all the finishing touches. So do make sure to stay tuned for the next episode, which will be coming out very soon, where I finish off the mock. Now, past that, there'll be a walkthrough episode or a finale where I sort of take on a walkthrough with all the minifigures placed and stuff like that. So that'll be the finale, and then I'll be going to the convention and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned on the channel because there's a lot of great stuff coming out very soon, and I'm very excited for it. So of course, guys, if you did enjoy the episode, please do make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave any tips or suggestions you have for the mock in the final episode down in the comment section below, and I'll see about adding them if I think it would work. So without further ado, guys, as always, have a brilliant rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.